Hi, welcome to Lara the Beaut. If you're new, if you're not new, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for checking this review out. So this is a foundation review. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24H Fresh Wear Foundation, and I'm going to review this now. So just like usual, this is not a first impressions review. I've had this for about a month, so I know what I think about it. So this might be a short review. Hopefully I will make this as short as possible. So this is the foundation. It comes in a glass bottle, and my shade in this is Hazelnut, which is 330. It should say that on the lid there. I'm not sure that you can see that. So it's standard 30ml, and the price of this is $10.99 in Boots and I think Superdrug. You can get it for cheap. I actually got this on Amazon for £6. So if you're absolutely sure about your shade, you can get this for less than £10 on I think several websites. It comes in 26 shades, which isn't bad, but it's not the best either, is it? And I found that if you go in store, they stock less shades than the actual range. So I don't know how you're meant to know what shade you are if they don't even have the shades in the shop. So I think they stock like half the number of shades in store, and then the rest of the shades you can get online. So I'll just go straight into the claims of the foundation, what it promises. Available in 26 shades, weightless feel, transfer proof, life proof, party proof, and waterproof. I'm not sure about what life proof means, but yeah, lasts up to 24 hours. A full coverage base, ultra stretchable gel formula. I think the ultra stretchable gel formula ensures full coverage application with the least amount of product. So those are the claims of the foundation. It says here new oxygen technology, which I think is meant to be responsible for the lightweight feel that this foundation is supposed to give. So I'll just go ahead and try it on. So just to prep, I'll use a moisturizer on this side. This is the skin smoothing cream from Dermalogica. On this side, I'll use my mattifying primer from Bobbi Brown. So I'm not sure if I mentioned already, but I've had this for a month. So this is not a first impressions. I usually use less than 2 pumps. So I'll just do 2 pumps on my hand. Yeah, so it's not a thick foundation. It's quite liquidy. And number 2, it has a fragrance to it. It smells like, I can't really describe what it smells like, but it has a scent, which I don't mind. I actually like what it smells like. Now, every time I use this foundation, I use a brush, because when I use a brush, I use less than 2 pumps. When I use a beauty blender, I use about 4 pumps. So a sponge tends to soak up all the product. I don't know what it is, but that's just what I do. So I like to just go like this, and then I start to, it's very, very pigmented. That's another thing. You only need a small amount of this, and that's not even a full pump. So you only need like the littlest amount. You only need a bit of the foundation, so it actually is going to last me maybe a lifetime. Right, so that's this side done. I think it's a medium to full coverage foundation, even though it claims full coverage, but I think it's more on the full coverage side than the medium side, if you know what I mean. My favorite thing about the foundation is the finish. It feels like skin. It's very light. It's definitely buildable, which I will show you in just a sec when I'm done with this side. So this is, you know, what this side looks like. It feels like skin, and it's very breathable. I'll just use the second pump on this side of the face. I'll use a beauty blender just to show you what I mean about the beauty blender soaking in product. So okay, so let's just go for it. Okay, so that's the second pump done. I'm not sure if you can tell, but this side definitely needs a bit more coverage, I think, especially around the eyes, and it just looks a lot better with a brush for me anyway. So I'll just go ahead and use like half a pump with a brush to just make everything even. I should have used my usual brush that I use for this, but it was quite dirty. I had to clean it because this works better when you kind of stipple like this, but my usual brush just brushes the foundation on. Okay, so this is what things are looking like after I've blended out everything, added a bit more coverage where I needed a bit more coverage. As you saw, it's quite pigmented, so you don't need a lot of foundation just to give you a bit more extra coverage where you need a bit more extra. Yeah, so it's very light. It won't feel heavy ever at all. You know, it's very light, it's very breathable. I feel like I'm not wearing any foundation. I really love this. That's my favorite thing about this foundation, the finish. As far as the shade being a perfect match, I always get the best match that I can find, especially with drugstore. So this is the best match that I found. I can kind of forgive it not being spot on because of the finish. It's very beautiful, and hopefully they come up with more shades. There is a slight oxidation, very like just barely noticeable, but you have to be really looking to even notice it. It doesn't become a different shade or like a different undertone. When I wear the rest of my products, concealer, contour, setting powder, all of that, it just matches, like everything just comes together. Okay, so I've kind of done my eyebrows. I'm not really sure what I've done. Some eyeshadow, a bit of mascara, just some lipstick. I haven't touched the foundation, I haven't set it or anything. You don't actually have to set the foundation, I find, especially if you have dry skin. Yeah, so you can just wear it as is. I won't wander too far today because that's when you meet everyone, isn't it? When you when you don't have your face together, you just run into your like ex-friends, your ex-boyfriend, and he's like, wow, it's been rough, hasn't it? You're like, no, it hasn't been rough, it's been fun. I'm just doing a foundation review, but yeah, I'll see you in about 12 hours. I'll just get some coffee, take some back alleys. Okay, so this is 12 hours later, and this is what the foundation it looks like. I didn't actually run into anyone, in case you wondered, but this is what it looks like. I think it's worn off just a bit. I'm not sure if you can see, but I'm starting to see some of my kind of hyperpigmentation, which I've been battling, like struggling with. Yeah, so I didn't blot or anything. I didn't touch my face, not even on my T-zone. So I think it held up pretty nicely. Kind of came off around my mouth because about an hour ago I ate a mango and I didn't eat it properly like a lady. I ate it like Mowgli from the Jungle Book. Yeah, so it kind of took a bit of the foundation off my face, and I realized I didn't do a transfer proof test when I, first wore the foundation. I did do it off camera and it really is transfer proof, but I think the more foundation you put on, the less transfer proof it'll be. So yeah, so it is transfer proof apparently, which I didn't think it would be because because it's not a very matte foundation. I'll just go ahead and use a bit of tissue to blot around my nose area. Not a lot, it's just that's what came off. Got on. There's barely anything, so I'm actually shocked at these results. So wow. Let's try the. So I'll just go through the claims of the foundation once again, just to see if it stood the test of time. Weightless feel, I think it 100% yes, it feels very weightless. It feels breathable even now. You know how some foundations feel like they feel a bit heavy after a while, after a few hours. This one feels just light even now. I don't feel like I have foundation on, so that's a tick. Transfer proof, that's a tick. And life proof, I'm not sure what that means, but party proof, I haven't been to a party, so I don't know. Waterproof, I was going to bring a bowl and just stick my head in it, or just spritz my face with a bit of water, but I'm not going to do that. So I don't know if it's waterproof. Long wear formula lasts for 24 hours. I haven't tested 24 hours. I don't think I will. I have slept in this foundation one time and it came off on my pillow. I wouldn't sleep in it, but it lasts for 12 hours. I'll say that. I don't know about 24 hours. Full coverage base. Yep, you can easily achieve a full coverage finish with this foundation. It's very pigmented. I think it's the ultra stretchable gel formula that they claim it gives a good amount of coverage with a very small amount of product. So as you saw, it's very, very easily achievable to get a full coverage finish. I personally think it's a medium to full coverage foundation, and it's more on the full coverage side. I always say like full coverage, medium coverage, depends on what kind of skin that you have. I've been dealing with like a bit of hyperpigmentation, so I need to apply a bit more. But if your skin is in better condition, I think you can easily achieve full coverage with one pump of this foundation. So in that case, I think it's a very, you know, yeah, full coverage base is a tick. Yeah, so that's it. It does everything it claims. I didn't take the foundation down my neck because I don't generally do that. I don't like to have foundation around my neck. I usually just get a foundation that matches everything, or if I use concealer, I just make it match. And I always say any foundation will work better if you set it with a bit of setting spray or a bit of setting powder and stuff like that. But on its own, it worked really nicely. It's a brilliant foundation. It's my favorite foundation from the drugstore, followed by the True Match foundation, also from L'Oreal, and then the Can't Stop or Won't Stop foundation. So this is a really good foundation. I love it so much. It's my fave. So that's all I have to say about this foundation. If you have any questions or anything that I left out that you want to know, you can leave those in the comments. I will gladly answer any questions. Thumbs up the video if you like it. Thumbs up for more reviews. The next foundation review is a Dior BackStage foundation, the Face and Body foundation. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell. I post on Thursday and Sunday, and I will see you in my next video.